How's it going, guys? My name is Kent Lovelace, and I'll be talking about the misperception of rodeo stock. I personally have been around rodeo my whole life, and I have a love for it since I was little, and my dad would take me to every rodeo in the state. I myself ride bulls, and I love every second of it. The ethical type that I chose was Cantian because there are so many motives used when raising stock, not only buck and stock, but also the calves, goats, and steers. We raise them to be the best of the best and for them to trust us. We do not treat them right out of pity or guilt, but we treat them like they are our own children, and we want them to perform to the best of our ability. Some overall advantages that they get um, is that they get the best of everything: the best food, exercise plan, vet care, and of course, they get love. They get a bath after every rodeo, and we spend time with them. Just like us, sometimes they are put in uncomfortable situations that the owners have to get them through. For example, there have been times where I'm in the chute and they are just giving me a hard time and throw me around, and the owner is just standing by his head, just petting him. All of this goes for the bucking horses too. They need their love and support just like everyone else. They all have personalities just like you and me. Some overall disadvantages are the calves, goats, and steers. Yes, they do take a little bit more abuse in the buck and stock, but they are bred and trained for rodeo. For the calves, their owners focus on their hips and their necks to make sure their muscles are in tip-top shape for when they are in the team opening event and tie-down event. The goats do not take any abuse for the goat tie. They just get their feet tied together and they don't get roped at all. It's hard to trace, but the first official rodeo was started on July 4th, 1888, according to Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame website. You still see every single rodeo event on a working ranch today. It started by seeing who was the best cowboy and by breaking horses. The only way to break a horse is to saddle up and climb on and ride the buck out until it's tame. People would also see who could rope the best in that individual ranch. Soon after, I would imagine somebody said, well, I can break horses pretty good. I bet I could break a bull. And from there on, it never stopped and soon started competing for money. There are so many people today that think that rodeo is animal abuse. Over the years, me personally, being in rodeo and working rodeos, I want to educate um, people that it is not abuse at all. These animals are bred for rodeo. The buck and bulls, the horses, and people say that with the spurs are actually hurting the animal when you slam your feet into them. Well, this is very untrue. I was with my traveling buddy, and he actually got disqualified because his spurs were too sharp and cut the bull. When at the same time we could get killed or injured climbing on the back of him. The another misperception that I want to cover is the flank rope. The flank rope is tied to their hindquarters that gives them sense of rhythm and cadence due to um, due to the tension of the rope when it's snug but not tight. Another main one that I also want to cover is the how people misperceive the performance for anger, and that it's just like a football player. They go out to perform on the field, and some of the most hard hitting individuals are some of the biggest teddy bears of all time. This is one thing that most people just don't understand, and I mean, there are some animals that are mean by nature, but that's just like you and me. They just are not having a good time, or they're put in uncomfortable situations, and they take it out on the rider that's on the back of them. For goats and steers, they also have a diet and workout plan. When we rope them, it doesn't hurt them, but their owners spend time making sure their muscles are properly built using their feed, water, and exercise programs. This stock is their livelihood, which means that the owners will not let them get hurt at all cost. And if I had it my way, I would personally want to bring back people who are never really around rodeo and don't understand it back behind the chutes and back behind the scenes to show them everything that goes on and goes into these animals to perform to the best of their ability. There are stock that from 20 years ago that wouldn't even make it to Montana this year that used to be in the NFR, and this has grown exponentially since 1990. So What my main mission, not only for this project but for in life, is to bring people in and educate them about what goes in, tell them that they are not actually abused, and that the rider, the cowboy, actually takes more abuse than the stock itself. So hope you guys enjoyed, and hope this was more informative for you, and you have a different perception on rodeo stock. Thanks for listening.